Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hello jolly good fellows. If you're new here, I'm Millie and I am the person behind Blink Lettering. Today I am going to be taking you through the difference between handwriting, cursive and calligraphy. Now one thing, I'm going to change this camera angle because it is wonky. So one thing that a lot of people always say to me is, Millie, there's no way I can do calligraphy because my handwriting is awful. Well, I'll let you in on a little secret, my handwriting's bad too. And the reason you can be good at calligraphy, even if your handwriting is awful, is because handwriting and calligraphy are two very, very different things. Today, I'm going to be taking you through the difference between handwriting, so your everyday normal handwriting, whatever that looks like, however scruffy it is or neat it is. So we're going to talk about your handwriting, and then we're going to talk about cursive. So cursive is joined up writing. So I'll take you through what cursive looks like. It might be that your handwriting is already cursive, but we'll go through and have a little chat about what that means. And then we're going to have a chat about calligraphy and what calligraphy actually is. I think a lot of people see beautiful words and beautiful calligraphy and they think, wow, I can't create that. But actually you can. And it's not actually too hard to do either. So that's what I'm going to take you through today. We're going to look at my handwriting so you can see how bad it is. We're going to look at cursive writing so we can understand what cursive is and comparing it to calligraphy. And then we're going to have a little look at calligraphy so you can understand what you need to do to be able to create beautiful words, even if your handwriting is awful, like mine. So let's dive right in and see what the difference is between handwriting, cursive and calligraphy. For today's video, I'm going to be using the Zebra Mildliner brush pen. The reason I'm using this today is because it's got a flexible brush tip at one end and then it's got a bullet tip at the other end. So I can easily show you what my handwriting is like compared to my calligraphy. I'm also going to be using this Rhodia dot book. This is very similar to the Rhodia dot pad. However, it's in a bound book format, so the pages are a little bit harder to tear out. The paper is still super smooth though, and it still has this grid on it. Okay, let's have a little look at my handwriting first. So as you can see, I wrote that pretty quickly. I do tend to write quite quickly when I'm writing any sort of notes at work or if I'm writing a shopping list because I'm a little bit impatient. Here we have a mix of some letters that are joined up and some that aren't, and it's pretty scruffy. I don't know about you guys, but my handwriting does tend to change depending on what pen I'm using or if I'm using a pencil. And I always find my writing starts off quite neat at the beginning of the page, and then by the time I get to the bottom, it is just a scrawl. So this is my own personal handwriting, and every single person's handwriting will be completely different and unique, which is amazing. Now, some people may have been taught to write in cursive, and cursive is basically your handwriting but completely joined up. So I'll just show you an example of cursive. So as you can see, I still wrote that pretty quickly, and I didn't lift my pen off the paper at all so we could get all the joined up letters. This is cursive writing. Now, some people's cursive writing might be absolutely beautiful, and that's just their own personal style of handwriting. And some people's might be a little bit more scruffy like mine. But that's essentially what cursive and handwriting is. Your handwriting may be cursive already, or it might be that none of your letters join up or a few of your letters join up, similar to mine. I'm going to write like this with a brush pen so you can see what it looks like. So as you can see, that's still pretty messy. I really struggled changing from thick to thin when I wasn't taking my pen off the paper. And as we got towards the end, it just doesn't look as pretty. A lot of beginners who get a brush pen will start writing like this. This is because they see calligraphy and they see all the letters joined up, so therefore they think, well, I need to have my letters joined up so I can't lift my pen off the paper. However, that's not what calligraphy is about. Calligraphy is basically a series of drills or strokes that are used to create letters of the alphabet. I'll just show you what those drills and strokes are now. So we got our entrance stroke, our downstroke, overturn, underturn, compound curve, oval, descending stem loop, and ascending stem loop. Now, these don't look like much at the moment, but pretty much every single letter in the alphabet can be created using these strokes. Now, what I'm going to do is write the word flamingo, but I'm going to use these basic strokes just to show you how these drills and strokes are used to create letters and words. So for our F, we've got our ascending stem loop, and I'm going to go down and I'm going to just go inside for the descending. Now for the L, another ascending stem loop. And then for the A, we've got a circular shape, so that will be our oval. And then the stem, which will be the underturn. And then for the M, we've got a downstroke, and then an overturn. And then for the next one, we've got a compound curve. And then the I, we've got an underturn. The N, another downstroke, and then a compound curve. And then the G, we've got an oval, and then a descending stem loop, and then that goes into an entrance stroke, and then we've got an oval, and just dot the I. So although this word doesn't have any thick or thin lines, this is still calligraphy, because rather than writing the word, I have drawn each letter individually using these series of strokes. And that is how calligraphy is different to your in handwriting or cursive writing. As you can see, I wrote this a lot slower, and I took my pen off the paper after doing each stroke. Even though I did take my pen off the paper after each stroke, the letters are still joined up. And that's the beauty of these strokes. They come together to create a fluid-like effect. What I'm just going to do now is I'm going to write the word flamingo in my own handwriting, and then I will write this again, and you can see the comparison between how long each one takes. So one of the main differences between my handwriting and doing it using the calligraphy strokes is for calligraphy, the letters are much more consistent with each other, and so are the shapes. Whereas with my handwriting, the letters are all over the place. I don't know what's happened with this O, and the arches on the N and the M just aren't consistent with each other. But that's totally fine. That's my handwriting. My handwriting's a bit of a mess. But as you can see, even though my handwriting's a bit of a mess, I can still create beautiful words, and that's because I'm using the basic calligraphy drills. If you're a complete beginner and you haven't come across these drills before and you don't really know where to start with them or how to practice them, I do have a completely free challenge called Better Brush Drills. I'll leave a link for it in the description below, so you can head over there, check it out, and sign up. Let's have a go writing the word flamingo now with the brush pen using these calligraphy drills. So we've got our ascending stem loop into a reverse descending, lifting the pen off the paper, and then an ascending stem loop again, and then our oval, and then an underturn, and then doing our overturn into a compound curve, another underturn with a full pressure stroke, overturn, oval, and then a descending stem loop into an entrance stroke, and then an oval, and up the eye. So as you can see, using a controlled slow approach and breaking the letters down with these drills means that your lettering will become much clearer and easier to create as well. Although I've lifted my pen off the paper, this is still looking joined up, and it's looking a lot prettier than this mess up here. I'm not sure if you noticed when I wrote that. However, if you're having a little bit of trouble doing your thick and thin strokes, then just remember that when you go down, you need to do your thick strokes, and when you go up, you can do your thin strokes. In my Better Brush Drawers challenge, you do learn where the thick and thin strokes are, and there are worksheets that will take you through and guide you how to do the thick and thin strokes for each individual drill. That is essentially the difference between your own handwriting and calligraphy. Calligraphy is all about using this series of drills or strokes to create the letters. What I like to say to my students is that you're not writing words, you're drawing letters. So if you're a complete beginner and you have been having a go with your calligraphy and really struggling, then I'd start with these drills first. And even if you don't have a brush pen, you can still have a go writing words in a calligraphy format using any sort of pen. That could be a biro or a pencil or just a felt tip. Just make sure that you use these drills and lift your pen off the paper after each one. Writing your words like this is a great way to build muscle memory. So if you need to write a shopping list, or you just need to write down a couple of notes at work, try writing using these drills instead, and it will start to build up that muscle memory. Like I said, even though this doesn't have the thick and thin lines, this is still calligraphy because we have used the drills to create each letter. There we go. That's the difference between handwriting, cursive and calligraphy. And hopefully you can understand now that even if your handwriting is absolutely awful, you can still make beautiful words using the foundations of calligraphy. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you next time for another cheeky little video. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more videos from me. I'm trying to post a little bit more regularly at the moment because I got a bit more free time. So that's one blessing of this lockdown. You get to see my face more. Is that something you want to see? I don't know. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!